grab your food, grab your chair, grab your drink, grab your wiener. For those of you out there that actually like doing that while you watch my videos, I'm not going to judge. But I got a UU match, so you know it's actually going to be a little bit decent. It's against a guy by the name of Fribim. Got UU-y stuff. I really don't know what else to say about that. I had a little panic attack, a little mini one, before I realized that Scrafty actually has been in UU for a while. And I was like, okay. Yanmega is pretty awesome guy. Ambipom is actually a thing that still exists, and spoilers, we're gonna see why nobody really uses it in this game. And Miss Magius is slightly underused in the tier, underused in UU, which is kind of funny. I don't know. I don't really see it too often whenever I play UU, and I figured, hey, you know, I might as well just bring it today. But I guess it's because Chandelure kind of outclasses it. Whatever, it's still got its use. We're just gonna get right into this. So, leads off with Raikou. I'm instantly realizing that A, he's probably Specs. B, I have no ground types whatsoever to take a Specs Volt Switch. And C, I did the versus recorder, so it kind of matches him. That wasn't on purpose, but now that I think about it, it's kind of nice. So, he probably thinks I'm Scarf because I let off with this thing. That's cool. I'm just going to go ahead and go for a U-turn. Does a noticeable chunk on the Swampert. This probably should have given away the fact that I was banded, because it definitely would have done a little bit less if he was fully defensive. But, hey, I'm not going to be one to point that out, except they just did. Anyways, decided to go into Yanmega. The fact that I went into Yanmega is probably going to be a red flag that I do carry the Giga Drain, which is why I decided to go for the Air Slash, predicting a Chandelure to come in, get a really nice chunk off on that thing. But there's still the small chance that this is actually a Choice Scarfer. I noticed that he did have a Flygon, but I don't know which one is going to end up being Scarfed. I have seen Banded Flygon in the past before. I've also seen just regular Life Orb Flygon, although Scarf Flygon is pretty popular. Scarf Chandelure is pretty popular as well, which is why I protected on the last turn to be like 100% sure that I would outspeed it in any way, shape, or form. Good to go, and just end up taking him out. So, Raikou comes in. I'm realizing that Yanmega is going to be a very key player, and as long as Swampert is around, there is the opportunity to Giga Drain for a lot of health. I don't know whether or not the stars will align on that, but a ×4 grass weakness and a grass move on this, combined with the fact that he's probably got Stealth Rocks on that Swampert, I'm going to need to keep this Yanmega alive. It's pretty much at the top of my priorities list. Meanwhile, near the bottom, I got to throw stuff at Raikou right now. I really hate doing that. But, you know, when you toss together teams like this and you forget a ground type, it's really stupid. Especially because I've got Yanmega to scout out what he's going to go for. It kind of sucks. So, he ends up going for a U-turn right here. This was very obvious and extremely stupid of me, the fact that I ended up going for Drain Punch as he switches in his Roserade. I knew he had this thing. Probably should have gone for a Crunch, expecting the U-turn. But to be fair, I honestly thought it was just going to take me out right there. I could have gone for the Crunch, or I could have gone for the Ice Punch. I guess Ice Punch would have been some nice middle ground, but whatever. Okay, so I got to talk about something. I got to talk about this Roserade nickname and how much it pisses me off. So, anytime you nickname a Pokemon in-game, 10 characters, right? So, Guns N' Roses, yeah, you could have gotten away with it, you know, with the Z's and everything. G-U-N-Z and, that's 5 characters. That's cool. R-O-S-E-Z. That would have been good. You still maintain your edge. You just subbed out the S's for Z's. Great. That capital Z at the end is the one that's fucking up the text bar, and that's bad, and you should feel bad. Don't do that anymore. I don't like that. But I'm in here with his Magius, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to try to set up on this thing because why the hell not? I have sub. I want to see if he has Sleep Powder, and I'm just not seeing it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sub on the off chance that he tries to do it. And his Giga Drain does a lot. At first, I thought he was kind of defensive for some reason. But whatever, you know, I saw Sludge Bomb, I saw Giga Drain, that kind of stuff, whatever. Go for Shadow Ball. It really doesn't do that much, and I honestly thought I was underestimating Miss Magius at first, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a nasty plot. I feel like I'm overestimating Roserade's natural bulk here, and he does confirm in the chat around like 2 or 3 minutes after the fact that his Roserade is in fact special defensive, so that's something to keep in mind. It's not, I don't know if it's max special defense, but that's not to say it's not invested in special defense at all. So, here I make kind of a stupid play. Definitely should have gone for the U-turn. Then I could have been in a good spot to just bring in Yanmega and threaten some stuff out some more. Because Yanmega forces about as many switches as Raikou does. So the more screen time either one of them gets, the worse it's going to be for the opponent. Especially because all I have to do is protect with Yanmega and outspeed Raikou. So, get to go into my Blastoise right here. He realizes he gets an opportunity to set up his Stealth Rocks because V-Create's not really doing that much. But I also have a free opportunity to Rapid Spin now that his Chandelure is gone. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well do it. I might as well go for the... No, I don't spin. I don't spin. And I'm actually really glad I didn't. I totally just remember this. I end up going for the Toxic. Now, the Toxic's going to be nice just because it's going to get some chip damage off as he ends up, you know, like if I protect on him with Yanmega or whatever. Or, you know, just the switch in freaking, do you get what I'm saying? There's going to be chip damage involved. So, I switch in my Ambipom and it dies as soon as it comes in because Rock's damage and Specs, T-Bolt, and all that stuff, no match whatsoever. Probably should have saved this thing. I honestly didn't know whether... I knew I needed my Blastoise alive, but I needed something to sack. So I was like, okay, I might as well just lose that on the priority. If I need something to outspeed Raikou, it's probably going to be Yanmega, and I more than likely will get an opportunity to spin later. So he thinks that I'm still Scarfed, which is very nice, because all I've been doing is basically just U-turning, V-creating. I haven't really given him any signs that I'm anything different than that, other than the damage outputs, which should have been a little apparent by now, especially if he's max HP, max defense, but like I said, I'm not going to judge. So, get to bring my Blastoise in right here, and he does this very catty thing that I just really don't like. He knows I'm going to Rapid Spin. That's why I'm in here, because Blastoise, you know, against Swampert is not generally a matchup that would happen too often. He has no reason to stay in other than just to set up the rocks again. Don't do that. That's a thing that you... Well, no, it's a good thing for him. It just kind of pissed me off a little. But decides to go into his Roserade. He could have gone either way and then just gone for the... He could have gone to Raikou again just to threaten me out, but he ends up going out in the Roserade, which also threatens me out, but it means that he would have been safe from the Toxic or the Scald or whatever. I was kind of tempted to go for the Scald again, but I realized I need these rocks gone. I have a ×2 weakness in the form of Victini and a ×4 in the form of Yanmega. Need him off the field in order to be able to do anything. But he gets the poison right here. Now, this is an interesting thing because I decided to lock myself in on Zen Headbutt right here. And I'm just basically going to go on a little mini rampage for like 3 turns as long as I can, whatever. But I think it's 2 turns actually, but I get to go for Zen Headbutt. It's actually a pretty solid 2-hit KO. Any way you cut it, you look at the Swampert, would have knocked out the Roserade in one shot. Even after lefties, it's still looking like a pretty good 2-hit KO. But the thing is that I'm actually going to die to poison at the end of this turn. I wouldn't have died to anything otherwise. I believe I would have had one more Stealth Rock switch in if I really needed it, like to fodder something against Raikou, for instance. So now the Raikou just ends up coming in for free, which is troublesome, but at least his Stealth Rocker is gone, which means that my Yanmega is gonna be good to go to come in on anything. And I thought, okay, I don't know whether or not I'll be able to take this out. I mean, it is a Life Orb Air Slash and stuff, but after seeing how much a +2 Shadow Ball did, it actually doesn't knock him out. But I get the flinch. So I guess that kind of makes up for the poison because they're the same percentage. But I'm just going to go for a Bug Buzz on the off chance he decides now is a good opportunity to switch into Raikou. And it's like, okay, cool. Take out the Roserade. We're looking okay, I guess. I honestly don't think the Roserade should have lived it. But hey, you know what? People invest them like that sometimes. So Raikou's going to come in. I protect purely to get some more toxic damage up because I know in order to take this thing out with a Bug Buzz, I'm going to have to protect as much as possible, stall for a little bit, and otherwise just ensure that he takes out stuff that isn't Yanmega because that's going to be my only shot at winning this game. So going to Blastoise, I'm realizing, you know what? I might need this thing for Flygon, but I also need to kill Flygon instead of tank Flygon. So Yanmega is probably the only other thing. I actually only think I have Yanmega left at this point. So I was like, do I stay in? Do I go into Blastoise? If I stayed in with Yanmega, I would have lost the game instantly. So that's why I decided to go into Blastoise just to die. So I go into Yanmega right now, protect, get a little bit more toxic damage racking up. And now I'm faster, and now he's out of range where I'm like, I can live with that. I think a Bug Buzz will do 142 out of 322. That's a gamble I would put some money on. So, go for a Bug Buzz, ends up taking him out, so not too shabby. I also get to get another Protect off if I really want to. I don't remember my speed tiers against Flygon, but I think I'm faster than a Scarf Flygon if I'm not mistaken. But in order to win, I had a flinch. I'm sorry, but that's why I didn't Bug Buzz. I was like, okay, neither of them were going to end up taking him out. It turns out I do end up flinching him. Otherwise, he would have just locked himself in. Actually, he could have just taken me out with anything at this point, if I'm not mistaken. But go for a Bug Buzz, take him out, and was that his last poke? No, I think he's got one more. He does have one more poke, as a matter of fact. He has his main shell left, which we didn't actually see for the longest time up until just now. But I go for protect because it's like, oh, you know, fake out. Everyone in the stream chat was like, oh, you lost because main show's got fake out. And I'm like, I've got protect. I'm not even worried about it. Unless he was some weird, like, mid-late game sash main show, which really would have sucked, I'm not going to lie. But he's not. I thankfully don't miss air slash, and I actually come back to win that game. A very narrow 1-0. So the hacks was relatively even until that point where I got the air slash flinch on the Flygon, which I fortunately got. Unfortunately for him, I needed that to win, and it was just like a 70-30. I think air slash is 30, so whatever. He also got the 30 on the poison. I got a 30 on the slash before. Whatever, I just winded myself on that one. That's a UU match, though. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you are more than welcome to leave a like rating, comment, and subscribe, and do your thing. I've been working on some side projects as well besides this stuff, so you'll probably see those maybe sometime next week is a thing that I could end up doing. But what do I have tomorrow? TCGO, more than likely. I'll see if I can get some of that done today. What is Friday? Friday is the Spyro finale and a battle, and then I think I might stream this weekend as well, so be on the lookout for that. And I think that should do it, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.